Let's welcome you once again into another exciting edition of the Madiba official show. That is the MOS. Please, if it is the first time of you seeing our content, then you are on the right channel, because this is the channel that updates you the happenings in Ghana football. So you can help us by subscribing to this channel. Now we are going to have a look at what Marco van Basten had to say about the darling boy of Ghana football. Marco van Basten is one of the best strikers that the world of football has ever seen. Van Basten at AC Milan was such a beast. It was quite unfortunate that his career as a footballer had to end prematurely because of injuries. So if such a man is to give you a commendation, it tells you where it's coming from and how worthy that thing can be. Marco van Basten has weighed in with the form of Mohammed Kudus. According to him, Mohammed Kudus is a better player than Antony dos Santos, the player that Man United splashed in a region of 100 million to sign in from Ajax Amsterdam last summer. According to him, although Antony may have his pace, may have his trickery and everything, but when it comes to an all-rounder, he will give him to Kudus Mohammed. And according to him, Kudus Mohammed can play anywhere on the pitch and still give you the same efficiency, the same results that you want. And that's something that some of us want to put our thoughts on it. Now, with what Marco van Basten is saying, for me, I think it's debatable. That's why we are also talking some or saying some. Let us know your thought on what Marco van Basten has to say on Kudus Mohammed and Antony Santos. But for me, I think the thoughts of Marco van Basten is not far-fetched. And the reason being that the best season for Antony for Ajax was last season when he scored 12 goals for the club. This season already, Kudus Mohammed has 13 goals. And this is a player that at some point in time had to share the position with Brian Broby, how to play in an unfamiliar position under their former manager, who didn't give him that confidence that he deserves or he needed. But yet still, he was delivering for the under John Heitinga. That's giving him the confidence and he's delivering for the club, scoring goals upon goals for the club. And currently, he is on 9 goals in the Dutch Eredivisie in 21 matches. With Kudus Mohammed, he gives you something different, and they're all left-footed players. That's Kudus and Antony Santos. Kudus, for me, is the player that most clubs should be chasing for in the summer. But one thing that I will caution is that Kudus shouldn't let all these appellations go into him. We've seen Marco van Basten saying it. The last time it was Mark Overmans who said Kudus Mohammed is worth more than 100 million euros in the transfer window. We heard that of Rafael van der Vaart, and all these players are legends of Dutch football. So if these players is to commend you and weigh in on your talent, it tells you the kind of player that you are. And for me, I think Ghana as a nation, we have a gem at our hands. Ghana has always had these players of this ilk, but for them to develop into the highest stage of football, it has been only few players that are able to cross the bridge from the development stage to the developed stage. We saw Michael Essien. He developed at Olympic Lyon, and he made it at the biggest of stages at Chelsea. Steven Appiah did it from the lower clubs, but at Juventus, for me, he didn't deliver on his promise and the kind of talent that he had at that is Juventus. We saw Sule Ali Muntari from Udine, Portsmouth, Sunderland, Inter Milan. At Inter Milan, at a point in time, he was used on the periphery of AC Milan. That Sule Ali Muntari eventually had a say in the team. He alongside Calvin Prince Boateng. But for us to have a young player tearing up the Champions League, or having a player tearing up the Champions League as an offensive player, for me, has been something that I've been craving for. If not the last time that I remember of it, you look at Abedi Pele winning with Olympic de Marseille, an offensive player. Samuel Jan couldn't do it. and the other offensive players couldn't do it. Now, Kudus with Ajax, this season, he was a top scorer with 4 goals in the Champions League. And the Dutch Eredivisie is doing it. And for me, the kind of form that he's having and that is the kind of trust that the coach has on him, he can be able to develop. And for me as Ghanaians, we can only be happy with the kind of form that Kudus is exhibiting. And one thing that I like with Kudus is that each and every day he keeps on improving. He's a player that we didn't know for his set piece expertise, but the last weekend he scored from a set piece. Tells you the kind of player that he is currently, with experience that he's gaining and the kind of confidence that he's having in his own ability. Something that's very good. He has to start continue improving and develop into a mature player. That for me, I think the world of football would be glad to have. And for me, he's on the right track. And with what Marco van Basten is saying, it tells you the kind of player that Kudus Mohammed is. Let us know your thought on what Marco van Basten has to say on Kudus Mohammed and Antony Santos.